I'm back on the road exploring more of our magnificent nation.
The most incredible vista.
As ever, I'm joined by my trusty camper, named after one of my favourite people, Helen Mirren.
Oh, well done, Helen.
We're off to amazing spots.
I love it.
You're on the telly.
Hi, Mum.
Enjoying local pastimes.
And we're off.
Hunting out quirky customs.
Oh, what is going on?
You won.
Oh, Dad!
And meeting great people.
I love the way you think. It's quite a big flame, that. I'm just going to breathe it all in. It sounded like a bunch of Glaswegians approaching.
It's a feast for the eyes.
Absolutely spectacular. That has raised the heart rate.
Ears.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
And all the senses.
That is beautiful.
We live in a land full of wonder. So come along on my grand day out.
Woohoo! Let's go!
This time, I'm in the stunning South Scottish Glens
Wow.
and the Isle of Arran.
The most spectacular view is just there.
Making friends.
Come on, Jade!
Seeing the sights.
I'm going to explore the multiverse.
And there's a surprise round every corner.
Ooh, it goes all the way down. What a mistake to make.
So come along on my grand day out.
Perfection. I think my early holidays have really given me a love of the outdoors and the countryside. And being in Scotland, you're spoilt for choice, you really are. I like to think of it as it's not so much a journey from A to B, but it's a voyage of discovery.
But even a voyage of discovery needs a bit of route planning. Here in Dumfries and Galloway, I found the very spot to do so.
This is a beautiful place. I'm currently on the mainland, but I will be heading across the water. Sail away, sail away, sail away to an island. Lovely breeze, always helpful. I should just do it like this, right?
From here, I'll be exploring a palace full of surprises in Thornhill, visiting a record breaker in Sanquhar, before crossing to the site of many a Calman holiday, the Isle of Arran. Here I should be in time for the annual farm show in Lumlash. Hear tales of smugglers in the hamlet of Lag, before taking a trip to my favourite beach in the world, Blackwater Foot.
Hashtag map wrangling with Susan Calman. Okay. So this is gorgeous. So I'm going to take a wee wander first of all.
This stunning parkland is in fact a huge art project called the Croik Multiverse. And despite it covering an area the size of 36 football pitches, I found Brian, who works here to tell me about it.
Brian,
Hi.
This place is amazing.
So originally it was an open cast coal mine which closed around the late 80s, early 90s and then lay empty, unused for quite some time.
This was part of the raft of closures across the UK at the time. The landowner called upon renowned land artist Charles Jenks, who was famous for creating huge outdoor works of art, often with a space theme.
And over here we have a representation of a supercluster of galaxies, and then up behind it there we have a representation of the multiverse.
I've watched many multiverse films. Basically, the multiverse is the basis that I'm here with you now, and in another universe there's another Susan Calman who may have stayed as a lawyer who's currently dealing with a contract over there. I'd like to go to the multiverse.
She might find another version of yourself
I wonder
over
what
there.
she's doing. I wonder if she won Strictly. I bet she did.
Visitors have the option of sticking to the path or getting up close and exploring the galaxies. Either way, there's a cracking view.
I'm going to explore the multiverse. Quite excited, actually.
But as Brian said, it's a chance for self-discovery too.
Oh, I'm having one of those moments where I'm thinking about my life. I'm very happy with my life. But there are times where I think, why did you do that, Susan? That is a brilliant thing to do, you know. Take a wander up, have a think about things, and then stand here and say, this is who I am, this is where I am, and it's absolutely brilliant.
She may not have won strictly, but she did conquer the multiverse. Now safely back in this dimension, just 20 minutes away is the stunning Drumlanrig Castle, which looks like something dreamt up in a fairy tale.
Wow. The first thing that hits you is the colour of it. Pink. And it's quite the sight.
Known as the Pink Palace because of the gorgeous glistening sandstone it's built from. I'm hoping it's just as lovely inside. And ready to show me around, Stuart.
That's one heck of a door.
Hello.
Hi, Stuart. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. This place is amazing.
Well, this is the home of the 10th Duke of Buccleuch, the 12th Duke of Queensberry.
Completed in 1690, this 120-room castle was the third to be built here and remains a striking example of the country's Renaissance style. Apparently, it was decorated to honour a certain Braveheart.
The first castle was lived in by a chap called Sir James Douglas in the 1300s, a friend of Robert the Bruce.
A friend of Robert the Bruce?
A good friend.
Such a good friend that he agreed to carry King Robert the Bruce's heart on a crusade after his death, getting as far as southern Spain before he was ambushed by the Moors.
Before he died, he managed to rip the heart from his neck, throwing it at the feet of the advancing Moors, shouting forward, "Brave heart, I will follow you in death as I followed you in life."
My goodness.
And everywhere you look in the castle, there are hearts. The wallpaper, drain pipes, ceilings, carpets, everywhere.
The centrepiece of the castle is its staircase gallery, which, as well as showing off the family portraits, served as a bit of a catwalk.
I think it's the first one ever built in Scotland, maybe one of the first in the UK, to prevent ladies bumping into one another with the big dresses on.
You need a big staircase for your big dresses, yeah. The other thing that's really caught my eye is that is one heck of a chandelier.
It's 16 sea monsters devouring 16 mermaids. There are 16 arms on
You
it.
say that casually. It's 16 seabirds, just mermaids, yeah. Is there a chance of getting a closer look at it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? So there's no only fools and horses type situation?
No, not with this.
I can just imagine you and I with a sheet just waiting for the chandelier to come down.
These days, there's little chance of any Del Boy-style catastrophes. The antique chandelier's mechanism is now electrified.
Oh, it's beautiful, Stuart.
It is, yes.
Though the chandelier is lowered using motors, it's still an old-school candle holder.
I mean, given the honour of putting some candles into this beautiful chandelier, so you can see, so the sea monsters here eating the mermaid. Solid silver, just exquisite, hundreds of years old. It is meant to be up there. You're not meant to see it from here.
But then something like this is best kept out of harm's way.
And I've done the traditional thing people do when they're near something valuable. Oh, that's me away. It's not broken. And up it goes. It kind of beats my IKEA light fixing in my hallway.
That's it.
And if that wasn't special enough, there's a chance for a view of a masterpiece hanging in the Duke's private sitting room that's rarely open to the public.
I do have a gem of a painting that you might like to see.
Right.
Okay.
What is it?
A Rembrandt.
There's a Rembrandt
Yes, yes.
One of the 17th century Dutch masters, Rembrandt's work is both rare and valuable.
There it is. My goodness. Just hanging on the wall, come as you like. A Rembrandt.
His painting, The Woman Reading, was bought by the family for 140 guineas in 1756. Today, his paintings have sold for over £150 million. But for me, that's not the most impressive thing about them.
This is the most captivating thing I think I've ever seen. I've always been quite blasé about art, do you know what I mean? Because I don't really understand it. But this is really emotional. Wow. I think I'm in love. I'm going to spend a bit of time just looking at this because I don't know if this will ever happen again, that I'm this close to a masterpiece.
Well, a painting masterpiece anyway. Right, Helen? Coming up, there's trouble at sea.
You never thought you'd see such jeopardy, did you? One woman trying to get on a ferry.
I tried to teach an old dog new tricks. Come on, Jade! And show off some of my own.
Did you see that?
I'm having a marvellous time on my Scottish adventure, and nature is giving me a warm welcome.
Sun is shining. Loads of sheeps. That's the plural of sheep. Loads of sheeps.
I'm leaving the South Scottish Glens and heading for the gorgeous Isle of Arran. But first, I can't resist a quick pit stop. In the market town of Sanquhar is a VIP, very important post office, run by Barry.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, Barry. I understand this is a very special post office.
It is. It's the oldest working post office in the world.
That's a bit of history you're in charge of, isn't it?
It is. It's a big responsibility as well to try and keep it going.
Opened in 1712, this post office's age has earned it a place in the record books. And if I lived here, I think I'd be a regular.
I still send letters and postcards.
All right. Good.
Because I think there's nothing nicer.
Oh.
Although I have been told my handwriting is completely illegible.
But I won't let that stop me. What better spot to stock up on some letter writing essentials?
I need a book of stamps.
Certainly. Have a book
I
on.
used to like licking them.
Yes,
I used to like
unfortunately,
licking
they
them.
don't do the licking anymore.
Well, there's other things to enjoy here.
I don't know how much my hand weighs. I'll see you soon.
Thank
see
you very
later
much.
on.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye now.
I'm glad to be stocked up because my next destination is picture postcard perfect. I'm heading via the town of Troon to the Isle of Arran, where I used to holiday as a young Calman. And as Helen doesn't have an aqua mode, we're taking the ferry instead.
Get ready for the voyage across the seas.
Ah, it's already bringing back memories.
We always used to have a prize for the first person to see the island from the ferry. Sometimes you had to be quite close. And the prize was non-existent, but it was the fun of it.
And today might be a day the island is a bit trickier to see.
Oh, here we are. Welcome to Troon Ferry Terminal. Hello. I've got a booking for the ferry.
Yeah,
is that okay?
That's okay.
Where do you want me to go to?
Enter lane number 6.
Thank you. Lane 6, Susan. Lane 6. Remember that. Lane 6.
Turns out there's a new game I need to play. Pick the right lane.
You never thought you'd see such jeopardy, did you? One woman trying to get on a ferry. Lane 6. So we're going to go round here. 4, 5, 6. 6. Lane 6. Here we go. And we are off.
My crossing today will take an hour and 20 minutes, but thanks to its unique microclimate, Arran feels like a different world. It gives me time to win the prize of that first glimpse of the island.
The sun is out. Nothing will ever compare to the excitement of this little part of the journey as we pull in. Woohoo! Let's go!
Often known as Scotland in miniature, with a population of less than 5,000, Arran takes just a couple of hours to drive round at a gentle Helen pace.
This coastal road is particularly beautiful because you can see the mainland, you can see the rocks, you can see the beaches, and it is just incredible.
Lucky for me, my trip coincides with the Arran Farmers Show. Now in its 186th year, the event attracts thousands of visitors and is a firm Calman family favourite.
I've got such brilliant memories as a kid coming to the Arran Show. It's such a lovely thing for locals and tourists alike to come together. And the most spectacular view is just there. It's like having fun in the middle of the most glorious landscape painting you can imagine. Perfection.
This sort of perfection doesn't just happen. It's carefully planned by Jen.
Jen, hello. I'm loving this. Tell me about the show, though. It's a wonderful thing.
We've got loads going on. The horses are going on. Livestock from all around the island. We have a main ring entertainment every year.
A favourite event is the dog show, open to four-legged residents and visitors alike.
I don't mean to boast. Guys, I won a rosette here when I was younger.
I competed with a bearded collie, but we also had a beagle that looks a lot like Jen's.
I had a beagle, had puppies, and your mum and dad got one.
Ailsa, the largest
Ailsa.
beagle known to man.
These days, dogs can compete in a dog scurry. All they have to do is be the first to catch a rag.
Two dogs against each other, and you're going to pull a little rag.
So the dogs are meant to chase them.
Yes.
It
Some
is-
do, some don't.
For old time's sake, would it be okay if I took Jade and entered her into that event?
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
problem. Yes.
And hopefully that's all right with Jade.
Jade? Jade, sweetie. I've got 7 cats. It's been a while. Shall we? Jade?
All the way from Glasgow and defending her childhood dog show rosette, Susan and a now enthusiastic Jade the Beagle. To be in with a chance of a prize, Jade has to beat visiting Labrador Delta to the rag. She's raining to go. This could mean another rosette.
Ready? Ready, Ali?
Ready? Come on, Jade! Get it, get it!
But I don't think she quite gets what she has to do.
Oh, Jade, come on!
Yeah, she's not got it.
Come on, Jade! Come, go, 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 go!
I suppose she could be waiting for her moment.
Jade! Get it, Jade! Come on, Jade!
But I think she's left it too long. Going, going,
Come on!
gone.
Oh, well done.
I don't think Jade minds, though.
Well done. You got it. Well done, sweetie. You're a good dog.
She knows she's great already.
She's an absolute winner in my eyes. Well done, Jade.
You might think my rosette from 40 years ago would be a comfort, but I've let my mum know I'm back at the farm show, and she's just shared some news.
My mum says she has photographic evidence of what actually happened, and apparently my sister won the rosette with Clyde, and Bonnie the dog did not win anything. So I just want to be absolutely clear with you all. It's actually quite upsetting because for the past 40 years I've thought I won something at the Arran show. It turns out I didn't. Sometimes childhood memories can be quite painful. This is the photograph.
Thanks, Mum. Nice one, sis. What about a bit of music to clear the air? I have the very thing. One of this year's star attractions, the Arran Pipe Band, led by Pipe Major Malcolm, with Joe on bagpipes and Francis on bass drum.
Lovely to see you all. Malcolm, tell me about the pipe band.
The band's about 50 years old. It's been a big part of the community and keep pipe band tradition going.
When did you first start playing the pipes?
I was 47.
47?
Uh-huh. Our youngest son started to learn and I was so envious and I was told, I'll teach you. So I've been playing nearly 20 years.
It's not the easiest instrument to learn,
No,
is it?
It isn't. Definitely not.
As the bass drummer Francis has to keep the band in time, but that's not the hardest part of her job.
That's not a light instrument, is
No,
it?
it's not. It's the fact you can't see where you're going.
Right,
and they
okay.
all march off over.
And you're going that
and
way,
I'm
you're
going
over that way.
Yeah. And if it's windy, I am going the other way because it's a bit like a sail.
So I'm going to leave you to just practice for a bit and I'll enjoy the show, okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you
Good
very
luck.
much.
I'm going to sail down to get a spot on the front row.
So many dogs. So many dogs.
Scruff, come on, Scruff. You can do it. You can do it. Purple. Rory.
Rory. I love it. That's why I've given my cats human names. Because there's nothing funnier than someone in the park at 11 o'clock at night going, Stephen, stop eating that!
With the dogs gathered up on leashes, now joined by the rest of the band, it's the Arran Pipers' turn in the ring.
And I love Francis just going...
It seems there's another secret to keeping the band in time.
welcome.
They're a hit with the crowds, as are some other farm show favourites, the vintage tractors.
They're very, very beautiful. And they've actually been entered into competition. So over here we've got the second place one. Oh, that's a cracker. That is a cracker. And this will be the first place vintage tractor. And it's nice, you know, when vehicles are lauded for their beauty and their, oh my goodness, best in show and the judges special. I didn't even enter Helen into the competition. They just saw and realised what she was. Oh, well done, Helen. Best in show, absolutely.
Well, at least one of us has a rosette. With Helen suitably decorated, I want a few essentials myself.
Souvenir t-shirts. I mean, I love one that says where you've been. Bang, Arran. I'm going to take a couple of them.
A less popular Arran souvenir is the Midgie Bite.
The overwhelming smell of my childhood is midgie spray. Because if you went outside without it, you just get eaten alive, to be honest. I call it Scottish glitter, right? When a midgie lands on you, Scottish glitter, you know? Just embrace it. Itching makes you feel alive.
And I can't leave without a quick something for the dame.
It's a wee map of Arran, and when you see people with these in the cars, you know they love the place, don't they? That's essential, isn't
Absolutely,
it?
yeah.
Can I have that, please, Fraser?
No problem.
That's a lovely name, Fraser.
Thank you.
But then everything is lovely in Arran.
See you
Thank
soon.
you. Have a good
Bye.
one. Bye-bye.
Despite being such a small island, Arran is home to 7 golf courses. But today I'm off for a trip down memory lane with a more Calmans-sized game.
Let me introduce you to a family tradition. Let's play mini golf.
Hello from the coast of Arran, Brodick Mini Golf. We join as Calman is preparing to tee off with her signature move.
We're going to whack it. Now, did you see that?
That's a little tap in.
That's a birdie for Calman.
I doubt all the holes will be so generous.
This is the curly whirly.
Where nothing is straightforward.
Do you know what? I'm happy with that. Oh!
Oh, but not with that.
If I tried to do that.
Though obviously it's not me, it's the conditions.
Quite a breeze. Right?
The real test is the hole designed as famous Scottish landmark, the Forth Bridge.
Harder than you think. Get in there. Yes.
I could be redeeming myself here.
Oh, come on.
Scratch that. This is tougher than I remember.
Thanks very much. I've just realised why we did this. Because you can see the ferry. So they knew when the ferry was coming in. It wasn't so much a fun outing as a logistical convenience. They weren't daft, were they? Play, play, play. Ferry. Right, kids, come on. All right, no problem at all.
Lucky for me, it's not home time just yet. There's still loads to do. Coming up, I visit a distillery with some rather large measures.
What a mistake to make.
Where I immerse myself in Arran water.
That's an awful large hot tub, John.
Before getting a taste of the tropics in Scotland.
It's like we're in a different place, in a different part of the world.
I'm having a very grand day out off the west coast of Scotland on the stunning Isle of Arran, where I spent many a childhood holiday.
So, in the family car, there were 3 children, 2 adults, and usually 2 dogs as well. Quite a noisy car. And to calm us down, we used to play games Obviously the polemint game, notoriously. We had to suck a polemint to see who could get it the thinnest. Just an excuse to shut us up.
Taking advantage of a more serene trip with Helen, I found the perfect spot to pull over in the village of Corrie. And I'm glad I have.
Just on the rocks over there, there's a glorious seal having a little bit of a sunbathe. And it's so beautiful. If you just give it a moment, because it looks sort of like a rock, you can pick them out.
This is also the perfect spot to see the island's highest mountain peak, Goat Fell.
It's often quite brooding and covered in mist and rain, but you can see it, it's just there, and it is magnificent. I've climbed it. It's an interesting experience, but it's wonderful.
This time, though, I'm going to opt for a climb a bit better on the old knees.
I seem to remember when I was younger, I clambered a lot more than I do now. So I'm going to do it because this place is making me feel rather young at heart. A clambering we go.
Not all of the best viewpoints have to be from high up. Clambering back to Helen, I'm leaving gorgeous Corrie and heading to the south of the island, to the small hamlet of Lag, to visit a whisky distillery of the same name. And where I've heard there's a few tales of the island's smuggling past. To tell me about all things whisky, manager Graham.
Graham, I'm not an expert on whisky, I have to say, which sometimes surprises people, being Scottish. There are differences, aren't there, in of what you're drinking?
Absolutely. The main thing you'd focus on is if it's a blended whisky or if it's a single malt whisky. So that is the big indicator first if something's going to be like, cheap and rough or expensive and delicious.
That's the two parts of my personality. Cheap and rough, expensive and delicate. Yes. Whisky on the island has got quite a bit of history, hasn't it?
In the 1800s, there was some legal distilleries, but there was a lot of illegal distilling.
On the island?
Oh, aye. People smuggling it all the way to the mainland and people actually getting gunned down by the customs.
It was a risky business, but farmers in need of extra cash during winter used up their crops by making whisky, and it even had its own nickname.
It was always known as Arran water.
Arran water.
It was given such a fantastic name because it was back a few hundred years ago, it was considered some of the best whisky you could have.
Really? So if you were on the mainland and you managed to get a hold of some Arran water that had been smuggled across, you knew it was the good stuff?
You knew it was the good stuff.
You knew it was the good stuff. When you come here now and someone offers you a glass of Arran water, don't worry, it's probably water, but check first.
And there's plenty on offer here. This place produces 500,000 litres of spirits each year.
So I'm behind the scenes. First thing that hits you when you come back here is the smell. It's not a smell of whiskey so much as the smell of the malted kind of stuff.
That's a technical term.
Hiya.
Hello.
Are you John?
Yes.
That's an awful large hot tub, John.
And it holds 20,000 litres.
My goodness.
But that's the one I'm going to use to fill up with the mash.
That's not potato mash, is it?
No, no.
It's not
more like porridge.
The mash is whisky in its first stage, made from soaking barley grains in hot water. The sugars are then fermented and turned into alcohol, and it takes up to 4 days. And these fancy pots aren't just for show.
Different shapes give you different flavours.
Really?
Yeah. Depends how fast it comes out of the still. We want to capture as much as possible from that still. So we want a good, strong, heavy peated whisky.
How long have you been doing this old whisky business, John?
5 years.
5 years?
I used to make soap, shampoo and shower gel.
Used to make soap, now you make whisky.
Today I've the honour of starting off the mashing process by pouring the water.
You want to press start?
Yeah. All right.
It's a long time since I've done an office job.
I haven't used a mouse in years.
There you go.
Would you left click it?
Left click. And have a look in there.
In the thingy-me-bob?
Yeah.
Oh, come and see it. Massive.
That's 16,000 litres on its way to becoming Arran water. Lucky for me, there's some ready to take away. There's just a bit more pouring to be done.
Now, I need to get this pretty much on the money here, so I'm going to pour the whisky out gently. Look at the colour of that. That is absolutely beautiful.
Concentrate, Calman.
Oh, slow it, slow it, slow it, slow it. Oh, I've gone too far, I've gone too far. Oh, I've rather over-poured my whiskey there. What a mistake to make.
My rather generous portion of whiskey can now be bottled.
Oh, that looks gorgeous. There we go. Take this out. And I put a little stopper in.
You can even make your own label.
So I'm going to give it its proper name, which is Arran water.
What a lovely souvenir. And this one is 100% legit and fully taxed. For later, of course. But right now, all that concentrating has made me a bit peckish. So Helen and I are off in search of some snacks.
If you just want tea rooms, this place is some of the best tea rooms you'll ever encounter. Some of the best homemade cakes.
But today I'm going to take a trip to a very special farm shop with a difference. It's basically a giant vending machine.
In each of these cubicles, it's local produce. So we've got eggs, we've got beautiful bread, and then you can get a bottle here, so you can get fresh milk from the farms. I fancy the look of that for a wee snackette. So I'm gonna go and get some bread, I think.
And try not to get distracted with any last-minute panic purchases.
So, all your different types of eggs. You get a tray of 30. Purple sprouting broccoli, thank you very much indeed. That's fancy. I would like... I'm going to pay by card. Right.
Then ping. A bready meal.
I'm so sorry. I got so excited. And off you go. This is brilliant because it's supporting local producers, fresh as you like, absolutely brilliant. Yum.
But it's all just a part of the natural bounty on this island. And thanks to the Gulf Stream bringing warmer waters from the south, Arran has a much milder climate than the rest of Scotland. And taking full advantage are the Brodick Castle Gardens.
Hello, Kirsty, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well.
Which is lovingly cared for by gardeners like Kirsty.
The gardens here are beautiful, aren't they?
They are. Well, I'm a bit biased, but yes, they are. They're gorgeous.
As well as being gorgeous, the walled garden has its own special power, an even warmer microclimate that acts a bit like a greenhouse.
We have plants from the Canaries that just go like bonkers here.
Scotland, Canary Islands.
Close your eyes.
It's very, very similar
It's
to that.
uncanny.
Less karaoke here,
That's
perhaps,
very true.
but
That
yes.
is very true.
Sounding more like drinks on a holiday cocktail menu, the pineapple lily and red-hot poker plants normally seen in parts of Africa benefit from the milder temperatures.
Just behind you are the cordyline. That's the spiky plant there. People think they're palm trees, and that's actually part of the asparagus family, so they are...
That's an asparagus?
A pretty big asparagus, but yeah, they're part of the same family.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Really?
I wouldn't be eating it for my dinner, but yeah.
Part of the asparagus family. What a lovely thing to be. Where'd you come from? Well, I'm part of the asparagus family.
Yeah. They look so exotic. It looks... It's very kind of Beverly Hills.
They do. I was thinking I was in Beverly Hills for a minute there.
Yeah, put your shades on and sit back and go, yeah.
Basically, you're in Brodick, but you could be absolutely anywhere in the world.
Absolutely, yeah, welcome to Arran. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I'm going to go and have a look at the plant sale, and I will catch you later on. Is that okay?
Yes.
See you later on.
One of the more intriguing paths around the garden is known as the Plant Hunter's Walk.
Ooh, it goes all the way down.
It's named after the hunters who the Duchess of Montrose helped send around the world in the 1920s. They sought out rare plants which have gone on to thrive in Arran.
So this is rhododendrons, tree ferns.
Today, this trail has one of the most unique collections of plants in Scotland.
It fires the imagination because it's the type of place you can have an adventure. Even as an adult, you can have an adventure.
Exploring a who's who of plants.
There are so many ferns. I love ferns. Fern Britain, fern cotton, absolutely cracking. You might have to duck. I'm all right.
Believe it or not, This natural look doesn't happen by accident. It takes constant care from the gardening team.
Kirsty. There's Kirsty. There's Kirsty. There's Kirsty. Hi. I jogged up to try and impress you. Hello.
Hello.
She's doing some planting, and I can sense she needs my help.
This is an aeonium. It's quite a big one, and it'll fill up this space nicely.
Usually seen as a houseplant, these succulents thrive with the Arran weather and a bit of love.
In you go, sweetie. Do you talk to the plants when you plant them?
In my head, I don't say it out loud.
Oh, right, neither do I. I always say, welcome to the garden, and we'll look after you as best we can.
Well, Kirsty will, so it's in safe hands.
Wonderful, thank you.
And do you know, there's been a robin following us round.
I'm quite sure our boss has got them trained to make sure we work.
They're spy robins.
I think they might be.
No, they heard us, they heard us.
Another perfect spot to spy from is hidden just above, proving it's not only the tropics that have influence here. A Bavarian summer house.
In the mid-1800s, the future Duke of Hamilton married a woman called Princess Marie of Baden, and she spent many a happy summer here, treating the castle something like a summer cottage retreat.
Decorated in pine cones and rhododendron stems, it's a bit fancier than the average garden shed.
This was the height of the Romantic period, and I like to think of her here, looking out to this view, thinking all of those romantic thoughts.
Or perhaps I wonder what's for tea. Coming up, I make it back to my favourite beach in the world.
It is truly gorgeous here.
Where I go for football glory.
Look at the Wizard of the Feet. Look at the dribbling skills.
I'm reliving my childhood holidays on the stunning Isle of Arran, which is gorgeous, rain or shine.
You can see the weather coming on an island like this. Like, you can see it coming. And you go, quick, get the pack-a-macs out. But I loved it. And it's really why I don't mind whatever weather you're in. Because if you come on a summer holiday here, it's usually quite warm and a bit drizzly, and that's fine.
I'm taking the scenic route to the west of the island to the picturesque coastal village of Blackwaterfoot, which just so happens to be the home of my favourite beach in the world. And because today it's a bit on the blustery side, I've come prepared.
It is truly gorgeous here. This is where we used to come pretty much any day when it wasn't raining. Some people have tents to change in and to have a nap in. This was it. You just became very, very skilled at changing very, very quickly under a towel. So, windbreak up. Now, get my chair. This is where I remember being in there in my BHS swimming costume with my mum shouting, "Smile, it looks like you're not enjoying yourself," as hypothermia set in.
The beach is a firm Calman favourite, so what could be more fitting than being joined by more Calmans? My sister's family is on the island having their own grand day out, giving me the chance to pass on some childhood memories to my niece and nephew, Grace and Brodie.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Nice to meet you. My beloved niece and nephew. Now, you've been coming here on holiday for quite a few years, haven't you, Grace?
Yeah.
I came here when I was your age. Both of you are very sporty, aren't you? You're a great footballer, aren't you, Grace?
Yes.
You played for, was it the English schools or something?
Yeah, Prep School Lions.
Yeah. And you play cricket?
Yep.
Football?
Yes, and badminton.
And badminton as well? Yes. You know you got your sporting abilities from your Auntie Susan?
Definitely.
Did your mum tell you that? That I was like an elite athlete?
She says it's from her, but I don't believe that.
See, they lie, don't they? Families lie. I wondered if, because you're both very good footballers, do you fancy having an intergenerational football match between us? We're going to play the classic game of 3 and in. You know 3 and in?
Not really.
What has my sister been teaching you?
They'll soon be the latest in a long line of Calmans to have played this right here. Score 3 times and it's your turn as keeper. Most goals at the end wins.
So who's going to go in goals first?
probably me.
The smallest of them all. Please be nice to me.
I will.
Okay?
Okay.
Football. Oh. Casual. Right, we'll go over here. We'll make some goals. Basically, I'm an embarrassment.
Just as any auntie should be.
Right, you take a shot first. Be nice to your brother. Oh God! It's still contact.
To be fair, that's how my brother played too.
I might take a shot from back here. Oh, it's gone out the post. Well done, Brody. Well done. To you. Yes, well done, Grace. Well done.
No matter what my sister says, she gets that from me.
Thank you. Watch her dribbling. She's like, look at the wizard of the feet. Look at the wizard of the feet. Look at the dribbling skills.
It's messy.
Well played. Well saved. Right, you take a shot. I'll go and go.
I've saved a few corkers on this beach.
Right. Oh, it's a nutmeg.
But clearly I need to up my game.
Oh, no! It's on the line! It's VAR!
It was actually a great save.
Hopefully I've won back a bit of pride.
I think we'll all agree that that was very much an honourable draw, wasn't it? Yes. I think I was just as good as the two of you. Well done. She's off! She's off! She's off! She's off! She's off!
It's not over till it's over. But for now, that's my time in Arran at an end.
What an adventure I've had. You know, I've seen a lot of the world. I've been about as far north as you can go, as far south as you can go, and all the way around it. And I still want to come here. It is the most beautiful place on the planet, and an incredible place to make even more memories.
Next time, I'm diving back into all of the brilliant journeys me and Helen have had on boats and trains.
This is brilliant!
And setting sail on a whole new adventure to a maritime marvel.
This one's impressive, but the middle one here is vast.
There's some Calmans classics.
That's the old heart rate, check the smartwatch.
As I remember some of our terrific trips across the country.
That a little bit longer.
A little bit longer for the short hoot.